When it comes to building your body and building that confidence, that self-esteem, and becoming the man or woman that you desire to become, we need to understand that there are 3 different places in which you can build that version of you from. And in 2 of these, we'll see so many traps, so many struggles, and so many things that we normalize in the fitness space that are holding people back. Now, before I get into this, if you are new here, my name is Tom, and I'm someone that suffered with body dysmorphia for the best part of 15 years. I struggled to love what I saw in the mirror. I didn't like the man that I saw. I was full of self-doubt, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, and that translated into so many different areas of my life. And I've been on a journey to not only dissolve that body dysmorphia and to get into great shape, but to become the man that God intended me to be. And along my journey, I've experienced all 3 of these phases, but it's only been upon reflection that I've actually realized what was going on at the time and why I could never actually get to the place that I'm at now and that I help my clients to get to for so many of those years. Now, you're also gonna have to excuse my voice. I've been crook for the last 4 days, so I don't usually sound like this, so I'm hoping that it's not too off-putting being all nasally. But anyway, we're gonna push on because I really wanna record this video and get this out to you because I think it's gonna be super, super valuable. So when we come to, undergo a physical transformation and we get on a program, we get on a meal plan and we're like, yep, I want to change my body and, achieve X, Y, Z, whatever it might be for you. Our success is going to depend on where we actually start that journey from. So basically, why are we actually doing this and what is the source of this transformation, right? And there are 3 different places we can start from. The first is from a place of lack and negativity. The second is from a place where we're actually missing our why, but we're not quite in this lack and negativity space, but we're sort of floating in the middle. And then there's the place where we're doing this for the body, but it's actually got bigger repercussions in our lives as to why we want this to happen, right? So the first one, and it's probably the most common one, if we're to start any kind of transformation journey, but especially a physical one, from a place of lack and negativity. What I mean by this is you're wanting to change your body because you hate how you look. You're wanting to change your body so other people stop judging you, stop comparing you. The reasons for you wanting to change aren't necessarily empowering or you're not working towards something. You're trying to run away from something. There are parts of you that you don't like. There are things that other people have commented on that have made you feel less than, right? You're sitting with this inferiority complex. You're not feeling good enough. You look in the mirror and you pick your body apart, and it's this real negative, pessimistic headspace. And all you want to do is just click your fingers and change everything so you can stop feeling so bad, right? And this is a perfectly normal place to be. This is where I spent so many of my years with body dysmorphia. I was in this place of lack and negativity. I just wanted to look better. I just wanted to stop comparing myself. I just wanted to stop feeling so shit and insecure in my own skin. So I was trying everything I possibly can in order to get out of that headspace. However, the trouble is when we come from this place of lack and negativity, and that is our driving force. It's like, yeah, I want to be more confident. I want to be able to take the selfie or whatever it might be, but I just want to stop feeling so shit. I'm sick of being insecure. I'm sick of doubting myself. I'm sick of trying to find clothes to go out and then I can't find anything, so I cancel and I just sit in my bed and get upset because I just don't like how I look. If we're to start and go through our journey from that place, we are not ever going to get to where we want to go. And we are going to experience things such as self-sabotage, comparison, fear of judgment, self-doubt. And this is where body dysmorphia really sets up its tent, right? And it takes over our mind, because what all this is doing is, in order for us to be starting from this place of lack and negativity, we simply have these belief systems, this identity, this self-image of ourselves that is very, very negative, right? And if we don't do the work to actually work through that and fix that, then we are only going to continue to see that as a result as we go through our physical transformation. This is why people will start doing well for a little while, but then eventually they will self-sabotage themselves and go back to square one. It's because they see themselves as this person that isn't good enough, that lacks confidence, that isn't attractive, whatever it might be. That's how they see themselves. So them achieving this body in which they no longer see themselves like that, that is the direct opposite to how they currently see themselves. And if we don't do the work to shift the beliefs, to shift the stories, to shift the language that we are experiencing in our internal world, then we're going to sabotage ourselves because, well, who are we to have this body? Who are we to be confident? Who are we to be found attractive? That is not us. And this is often happening at a very unconscious level, but we will then hold ourselves back because we're going into unknown territory. Like, I don't know what that's like, and that's not me, so I'm going to sabotage my progress. I'm going to miss a gym session. I'm going to overeat my calories. I'm going to binge eat, whatever it might be. I'm going to throw in the towel because that allows us to stay stuck. That allows us to stay as we know ourselves as, right? Because that's where we were starting this place from, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not confident. I'm this, I'm that, right? That is what our ego bases our identity off, and it looks to protect. So it will deploy tactics such as this, self-sabotage, always comparing ourselves to others, making ourselves feel less than, always fearing judgment, thinking other people are going to be looking at us, constantly doubting our ability to even achieve the physical result in the first place. These are all tools of the ego that are simply reflecting our source in which we started from, right? I never saw myself as the person capable. I just wanted it to end. I just wanted to fix this. I just wanted to feel better, right? That is not coming from an empowered person. That is not the kind of mindset that the person that has their dream physique will have, right? So if our source is lack and negativity and just trying to avoid being a certain way anymore, we need to understand at a deeper level that that is actually currently who we see ourselves as. And until we shift the inner world, the belief systems, the self-talk, the language, the blah, 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 that is how we are going to stay, no matter how great our program is, how great our meal plan is, right? Because that's actually not who we are, right? So if you're in this place, understand, it's not necessarily about your program or nutrition plan at that stage. It's okay. I need to actually shift my self-image. I need to understand what my self-sabotage cycles look like. I need to understand why I fear judgment, why I compare myself, why I doubt myself. And once we can start to uncover those and uncover the story that holds all them together, then we can actually move out of this place of lack and negativity, and we can find more empowering reasons that we actually want to move forward rather than run away from the things that we don't like anymore, right? So that's the first place that you can build from. The second is where you're not in this place anymore. So you don't look in the mirror and despise what you see. You don't hate yourself. You actually love yourself. Like, everything's pretty good, and you're like, oh, I would just like to, trim up a little bit. I would just like to add a bit more muscle. I would just like to get a little bit healthier. But it's like, it's not super important to me. I just know I should be doing it. In this place is where we're coming from a place where we're missing a deeply connected why. It's like, it doesn't matter that much if I miss a session. It doesn't matter that much if I overeat or I don't achieve my goal. It's like, it's just something I feel like I should be doing. And this is a really dangerous place to be because you're kind of in between the two worlds. You're not in that complete desperation space of lack of negativity, but you're also not in the place where you're like, I need to look a certain way in order for me to build the kind of life, or in order for me to attract my dream partner, or to become the man or woman that I'm capable of being, right? Which we'll get to in a sec. When you're in this floaty middle stage, it's dangerous because in your mind, there's not too much that's actually wrong. And this is where we get things like toxic happiness, toxic confidence, toxic body positivity, where you're like, I just love myself for how I am, right? But deep down, there might be a reason that you are just settling because maybe you don't believe you're capable of achieving this top end level of your potential, right? And we sit in this place of toxicity where it's like, we almost try and convince ourselves that we're fine the way we are, and this can be okay for a little while. But again, coming from my experience, I spent a lot of my years in this after I'd been in this phase, because I'd tried for so long to be the man, to be confident, to change my body. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, maybe this just isn't on the cards for me. Maybe I'm not capable of doing this. So I taught myself and convinced myself that I was actually fine with my body. It was fine the way it was. And I just sat here. I sat in toxic happiness, toxic confidence, convincing myself that everything was okay. It didn't matter if I didn't train hard. It didn't matter if I didn't have things to work towards. It didn't matter if I wasn't that confident, authentic, certain man that I desired to be, because this is just who I was. Right? We sit in this place of meh, like I'm okay, I'm fine. right? We normalize average, right? We're very limited. It's like, again, we're not down here by any means, but we're also not discovering our true potential. And it's also very unsustainable because you might actually do well for a couple of months. You might lose 5 kilos, you might start feeling more confident, you might start finally feeling better about yourself, but then something might happen, you might just get a bit lazy and you start to miss your sessions and your food goes all over the place, and you put that 5 kilos back on, but again, in your mind, it's like, is what it is, like whatever, it's okay, I still love myself, right? It's not sustainable because, again, there's nothing that it's attached to, there's nothing pulling us forward. Back here, we were simply trying to run away from something. We didn't care where it was. We were just trying to get away from the negativity. But here, it's like we're not necessarily running, but we also don't have this giant, beautiful magnet that we are wanting to work towards in the future that's pulling us forward. So we just kind of sit in this space of meh and average, and we just go about our days, and they're okay, and our relationships are fine, and I'm making okay money, and the man I see in the mirror, like, he's all right. He's not like who I would ideally like to be, but he's fine, right? So this is the second phase that, again, it's arguably more dangerous because you're just not on edge as much as this first one, but again, it's as limiting in your potential and what you are here to do as this phase is. And now we move on to the phase that we ideally want to work towards, we want to be coming from, and we want to live our life from, and that is where we go beyond the body. So this took me, well, over 15 years to reach this place, and this is where I can happily say and own that I am in now. And this is the place where our source is beyond the body. So this is where we're no longer running from the lack, the negativity. We're no longer sitting in kind of no man's land. Now all my focus is forward, and I have this giant magnet, this vision for my life that is pulling me forward that I simply have to get to, right? I need to become the man that can build this life, that can be this way, that can have this body, have this mind, this relationship, this business. This is what is most important to me when I wake up every day. So now my body becomes the vessel in which, the vessel that helps me get there. So yes, I'm still going to the gym to get stronger, to chase aesthetics, to look a certain way so I can be, proud of, the body that I'm in. So I'm confident, so I just, I look like someone that trains. And again, that does wonders for our confidence as men, is to actually have the physique we're fucking proud of. But more importantly than that, it's like I'm training to become the man that is going to fulfill his vision. I'm becoming the man that is going to be that leader, that protector, that provider for my future family. I'm using this to become the man, to become a better coach, a better mentor, to be able to lead my clients through their journey, and for me to make the kind of money that allows me the freedom and the life that I ultimately desire in my vision. So now when I'm going to train, right, and I'm dieting or I'm, building, whatever it might be with my food, that is now not coming from a place of negativity. It's not coming from a place of floating. It's like, this is important for me to train today because this is what I do, right? This is what the man that has all the things that I'm working towards, this is just what he does. This is my normal, right? It's connected to my vision. I see the vision I have for my life, and then I go, okay, cool. Now who's the man that's made that happen? What does he do? What are his standards for himself? He trains 4 to 5 times a week. He eats 95% of the time high quality foods, right? He runs, he moves his body, he prioritizes his sleep, he looks a certain way, right? I don't want to achieve this dream, this vision looking soft, looking weak, looking fat, right? That is just not, for me, how I want to do things, right? Because before I focused on my program and my nutrition, because I've gotten clear on what I actually want my life to be, what mission God has put me here to fulfill, I've also connected to God, so I'm able to see myself past these insecurities, past the lack that I used to live in, because I'm like, okay, I'm a man of God. I don't have to give my power away to these insecurities. They have been given to me and conditioned into by the world, and that is not what I choose to take on, right? God didn't put me here to be stuck in my insecurities. God has a purpose for me, right? There is a mission I'm here to fulfill. Cool, what kind of man do I need to be? What does my training look like? What does my nutrition look like? And this is why for me, my training, my nutrition, doing the things I need to do for my health is so effortless. Even, as I mentioned, sick at the moment, don't normally sound like this. The last 4 days I've done sweet fuck all. right? I've wanted to train. I miss the gym. I miss moving. Like today I got out and had a bit more of a walk, so that was cool. But I'm like, no, like I need to rest. Because I don't want to go and half-ass a gym session and have that prolong my sickness for another couple of days, because now that then becomes a week where I'm pretty much out of action. I know I need to fucking sit on this couch and rest. And that's what I've done. Everything around my training, my nutrition, and doing that for myself is effortless. I don't have to think about it. I'm just like, yeah, this is what I do every day. When it's a rest day, cool, this is what I do on my rest days. Right? It's empowering. I now look in the mirror when I'm in the gym and I love what I see. I notice little changes. I notice my strength increases. Right? I notice how I feel when I eat a good quality meal. It's all very empowering, and it helps me have the energy to film these videos, or to speak with my clients, or to spend time with my partner, or to whatever I need to do. Right? It's sustainable, because even if I have a setback, right? Even if I have these 4 days where I'm sick, or even if I do go through, a period where I'm just enjoying my life and I'm eating a bit more and I put on a few kilos, I'm able to flick the switch because I'm coming from this place, and I'm able to get myself back on track. This is my normal. This is my normal. This is just what I do, right? And people get into trouble because they focus on their body and losing the weight and whatever, and trying to remove these insecurities and the self-sabotage and all the things that comes with body dysmorphia. They get into trouble because they can't think above that weight loss. They can't think above that scale number. They're so focused on the body, they are hyper-focused on the body, that they don't actually realize that it's so many of the other areas of their lives that are contributing to them being in this state. Right? If I'm not feeling great in my body, I'll go train, I'll eat well, but I'll focus on my inner world stuff. I'll go and meditate, I'll go and journal, I'll go and challenge, okay, what belief systems are coming back up that are making me feel this way about my body? Okay, cool, it's this. How do I need to shift that? Like, what are the actions I actually need to take in order to move out of this headspace? So to wrap up here and to summarize, if you're struggling with being consistent, with motivation, maybe you have body dysmorphia, and no matter how much you change, you never actually feel proud and confident of the person you see in the mirror, you never feel good enough. Like, there's more to it than just your training program and your nutrition plan. That's the easy part, right? First, where are you coming from? Are you only doing it to get out of, to run away from your insecurities and all the things you hate about yourself? Are you in this space where you're just like, I'm just doing it because I'm doing it. There's no real fire, there's no real drive. I just go and do it and it's meh, whatever. Like, I don't really care about my results, right? Or are you in this place where you're like, I need to fucking train today and eat well, because that is who the man or woman that I am desiring to become, that's just what they do. And that's what they need to do in order to do X, Y, and Z for the rest of the day to help me work towards this vision. And yeah, this is what I help my clients do. I am one of the very few people I know, and I just claim this because I just fucking claim this is what I do. One of the best people out there to help you combine your physical training nutrition with the inner world work, your spiritual work, your personal development work, so you can actually create these changes in a sustainable way, right? Because as I said, we can't just focus on the external, just the program, just the nutrition plan. There's so much of the fitness industry will try and sell you, right? It's like, if that really was the issue, you wouldn't have these issues anymore. You'd be confident, because how many fucking programs have you had? There's something deeper going on. And when we can do the work to move past this, to shift it, to change it, to let go of this, to dissolve the illusion that actually is body dysmorphia, and we can change you from the inside out, then all of the training stuff becomes effortless, right? When we have that vision that's actually pulling us and magnetizing towards it, rather than being so scared to look over our shoulder because all of our insecurities, our past failures, our traumas, our doubts, whatever the fuck, like, when we can stop looking there, we can start looking here and being like, this is the man I need to be, this is the woman I need to be, right? And have our body just be one key important part of that, all these other challenges disappear. All right, guys, so if you found that useful, drop a comment. We'd love to know if anything's resonated with you. And then, yeah, to wrap up, 2 options for you. If you've liked what we've spoken about and you want to dive into this more, or you want to consume more of my stuff, I have a free Telegram community called The Locker Room. And this is basically where I'm sharing things off social media. I'm doing deep dive into, through voice notes, to mindset stuff, to training stuff, to just general development stuff that doesn't make my social media, It's also a great way to connect with other like-minded men. So you can jump in there, absolutely free, no strings attached, leave any time. That is linked down below. And then if you're like, hey, I want to work with you, I want to actually go through all this, right? Then send me a message on Instagram and ask about the Proving Ground. That is my 6-month mentorship. It's a combination of one-on-one stuff with group stuff. And this is where we do the training and nutrition. We get you into epic shape across those 6 months, but we also do the deep dive inner mental, emotional, and spiritual work. So this is actually going to be sustainable for you. And it's where we call you forward. We call you into a higher standard of being, a higher standard of man. And as you will see, we go beyond the typical boring fitness industry, training, nutrition, and checking the blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't fucking care for that shit anymore. Like, I want to work with clients that are ready to truly reach their potential as a fucking man and be an asset to this world, right? And this is one of the key pieces in order for us to do that. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Check out some of my other content. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.